Hey there.
Hey Ward, how's it going?
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, man. Thank you for asking. Cool. Finally, we made it. Thank you for
I
your
know,
time.
right?
Yeah, cool. So, as you know, my name is Carlos. I represent Siryus, early tech startup based in Switzerland, and currently building this cloud-based project management platform. Looking for full stack developers, architects, designers, and that's the reason we're here today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So thank you for your time and application. We love to get experienced people like you interest. So yeah, this is a personal screening phone call where we get a
Sure.
feeling of your personality, what you're up to see if there's a fit. You know the drill. So why don't you start by telling me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my experience is focused largely on enterprise and full stack. I've done a large amount of work with enterprise applications using Java, JavaScript. I have worked on Swift and Objective C projects. So a lot of things all the way from mobile to serious enterprise backend. Um, my core technology competences are around object-oriented technologies and databases and scaling systems built on them, as well as on designing architectures that focus on good resource utilization and um, efficient platform implementations. So that's sort of my core competency in technology. I also have a lot of experience in hiring and managing staff as well. So I have a particularly good knack at finding talented engineers who are very good at working independently, working remotely if needed, and really doing a great job on that. So I can help organizations in their hiring and management if that's an area of interest and they need talent. Particularly, I'm located in San Francisco, which is sort of ground zero for much of the startup tech world at the moment. So there's a lot of available talent in the area that I can tap into as well. So
Mhm.
that's kind of the overview. Any specific questions you want me to dig into?
Not really, man. I get where you're coming from. Thanks.
Cool.
So, why would you like to work at Sirius?
Well, so I'm looking for companies that are in the startup phase where I can make a difference. And I like the technology, or I should say, I like the solution set that you're working on. I'm in the process of building my own home. My spouse and I are have been working with contractors and engineers and architects for 2+ years. So I understand the complexity and the need for sort of streamlining this process from a very personal level.
Mhm.
So that's what caught my attention with what you had posted, and why I think I have some personal relevant experience in the difficulties of this and the need for doing what's possible to make the process as transparent and as clear and as efficient as possible. So that was my personal interest. And I know with startups, it's not always easy to find very experienced talent available. So I actually like working for startups. I like making a difference in the life of a startup, and I'm looking for the next startup/startups that I can work with to kind of help help guide and support and develop and work with them to meet their goals.
Sweet. Very good, man. Thank you.
Hmm.
All right. Tell me a little bit more specific about actual MVPs that you successfully launched in the past.
So the Mingle project was an MVP. The owner had successfully built a custom application for Boeing aircraft. And it was an application that they paid him to build for essentially one feature set for a secure container. So what he did is he brought me on to build him the MVP that would be general purpose. And I architected and built that entirely myself. The work that he had done with Boeing was canned, meaning all of the algorithms, all of the code, everything was known ahead of time and static. It couldn't be changed. What I architected for Mingle was a system where new code could be introduced into the system, new analytics applications could be created, but that the process could be vetted and guaranteed for the data owners. So, for instance, if you had 3 companies that all wanted to share data, but they all wanted to guarantee their data couldn't be misused, the system could control it so that only if they agreed to allow their data to be included in the analytic operation would it be permissible. So this is what they call a zero trust architecture, and I built the MVP for the first zero trust container platform that would permit this to permit companies to cooperate on data sharing and do it in a secure zero trust manner. And that I did entirely solely. I was the sole MVP writer and constructor of that.
Wow.
For the project I've been working on recently, that was already done, so it's not an MVP. What I did is I helped them, however, create their first mobile application. So I hired the staff, I managed their operations, and that is entirely a management process where I helped with development, but I actually brought on people that knew React Native, and they did the primary development for the mobile application. And essentially, it was a port and rewrite of their existing website to be a specific mobile app for the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Thought Inc., I actually developed the Cocoa-based product entirely myself in version 1, and that went to market. And that was an object-to-relational mapping tool in Java, and that turned into our product company that actually was quite successful until we got into an intellectual property argument with Oracle.
Oh,
So that's what ended up happening there.
wow.
So yeah, those things happen though. It was unfortunate, but while the case was going on, all development had to stop, and essentially all market share and momentum was lost. So that's the circumstance with Thought Inc. But nonetheless, successful, not only MVP but product and marketplace. That was an independent, fully healthy, profitable, successful company.
Nice. Very
Does
good.
that answer your question enough?
Yes, man. Do you have by any chance any experience building software within the construction industry?
No. My experience with construction is entirely based as someone who is supervising and
¿Vas a
managing
traer
my
comida?
own home. So I'm doing a prefab home. So I am essentially acting above the general contractor because the general contractor is not managing most of the project. I'm directly dealing with the prefab company, the geotechnical, the civil engineers, the architect, everyone directly, and project managing all of that myself.
Wow.
So yeah. So I know this from an end user standpoint of having done it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which is probably unusual for a software developer.
and which platform are you using?
I'm not using any product. I am literally, keeping notes and managing and coordinating and doing all of that myself.
Got it.
So I tried for a while using a couple of Gantt project managers, those kinds of things. And I just found that nothing suited what I needed. So for me, it's basically, calendar events and reminders and notifications and emails, and
Hmm.
that's how I've done the entire thing at the
Yeah,
moment.
man, straight up. Um,
Hardcore old school.
yeah, exactly. That's cool. Thank you. All right. So, where do you see yourself in 3 years, my friend?
Well, for me, what I'd love to do is to find a startup that does extremely well, so that I can grow them and grow with them, and hopefully we have an IPO or a purchase or something in the next 3 to 5 years.
Hmm.
So in 3 years, I would hope that we would, I would be working for and in a management position for a company that is well on its way towards IPO. That's what I would like to find. And I'm working, consulting, doing those things until I find the right opportunity and the right partner to sort of help make that happen for them and help that make that happen for me.
Yep, 100%. Lovely. All right. So then I have some questions that I'm supposed to ask to get your
Sure.
personality. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, how weird are you?
How weird am I?
Yeah.
Um, Not very weird. I'm pretty straightforward, straight laced, to be honest with you.
So that's a 7.
um, 5.
Got it.
I'm not. I started in a business background, so I am probably the sort of anti-weird of the tech world. I'm,
Mm,
yeah. So I'm very I'm very comfortable with weird though, because I live in San Francisco, the land
100%
of super
weird.
weird.
Yeah, the land of weird.
I have
Uh,
friends who are very weird,
oh,
but I don't think I really fall too strongly in that category.
yep. But you're able to work with them, collaborate,
Oh
all
yeah.
that stuff.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. This is, like I said, this is the land of diversity and all of that. And yeah, I love San Francisco. I love it for that.
Sweet. Another one. From 1 to 10, how lucky are
Hmm.
you?
I'm extremely lucky. I have had a very fortunate life. I have someone I love. I have 2 children. I'm a lucky individual.
Sweet. All right. Let's
So
let's say I go back
I,
to.
but it's only like a 7 or 8 because I haven't followed a giant IPO yet. That would count me as super lucky.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not supposed to ask this question, Ward, but how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm in my early 50s.
Got it. Yeah. You sound like you know what you're up to.
Yes.
That's good. Um. All right. Let's say I go back to your friends, ex coworkers at Dot Inc. and
Yeah.
I asked them to describe you. What would they say?
Uh, Hardworking, methodical, um, not a micromanager, someone who's easy to talk to and who cares about what happens to the company and them.
Sweet. Hmm. All right. So now the I mean I would love to have you in the team for sure. The most important point I believe is um this part-time idea that you're looking um for, like I believe multiple startups to work at a time. Um so I was talking to the product owner,
Yeah.
and he's not really looking for someone that's willing to work part-time,
Hmm.
because as you
Look, I'm
know.
willing to work full time. It was more of a trying to work with your salary situation
Hmm.
than necessarily trying to have a part time position.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
more of attempting to kind of mitigate where you guys are financially until you have an increased cash flow or something that can make the better salary work.
Hmm.
I don't know how familiar you are with San Francisco, but the price of living here is extraordinarily high.
Yeah.
So there's just the practical aspects of the financial situation with that. So if that helps clarify where I am with this, I would love to have just 1 gig. But if I can't make 1 gig work, I'm open to multiple part-time gigs to make it work. And that's kind of how I'm talking to everyone I'm talking to at the moment.
Yeah, sure thing. Ward, are you familiar with Gigster?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Cool. I mean, did you apply?
I don't know if I ever did Gigster.
Well,
I looked at a couple of those guys, but let me see if I have an ID on that or not. No, I don't think I ever did Gigster.
Just like I'm here to highly recommend you to apply to Gigster, and if you want me to recommend you, I would love to do it, man. You seem like quite their fit.
Yeah, no, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I looked at a couple of these guys, and I'm not sure why I didn't apply to them. Let me see.
Yep.
I'm just going to log in real fast and see if it says it knows me or not.
Yeah, man.
Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's why, because they needed people to recommend or something. I don't know, because there's no way to just sign up for it.
Got
It's
it.
only a sign-in. That's what it was.
All right, man. I'll recommend you.
Okay.
You're pretty much Gigster material, honestly.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Yeah. So salary expectations. Are you looking for it's a 7-8K a month?
I can work with whatever you have. My normal rate is $125 an hour, and that's US dollars, and that's for full time. But I can do part time. Whatever makes sense for you guys is kind of how I'm looking to break it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that works for you or not, but so for 7-8 a month, I think that works out at around quarter time.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's a good fit or not, but that's kind of what would work well for me. And until you guys can, be in a better position to increase hours or salary.
Yeah, sure. And you can always jump on a like an audit kind of deal, right? Cool.
Yep.
That's
No problem with that.
Awesome. Because
I have no issue with that.
Sweet. All right, Ward. So, I mean, I am excited to talk to you. It's been great. Thank you for your time and stuff. That's all the questions I have for now. I will go reach out to my product manager.
Super.
and yeah,
okay.
Man,
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on Tuesday. As in for now. All right, Ward. Take good care of yourself. All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part. You cut out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get. Bye, Ward.